telling people to cooperate.
Welcome to Nigeria Today.
Nigeria mourns Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja. President Tinubu directs national flag be flown at half-mast in honor of the departed Army Chief. President Tinubu congratulates U.S. President-elect Trump. Looks forward to strengthening ties between Nigeria and the United States. Livestock experts, hopeful of new Ministry of Livestock Development, will create millions of job opportunities. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. We are live from Abuja. I'm on Lajide Bello. Members of the Federal Executive Council under the chairmanship of President Bola Tinubu have honored the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja, by postponing the council meeting earlier scheduled for this Wednesday. State House correspondent Musba Adam will have reports on the mood at the presidential villa earlier today.
It came a tale of a refreshing moment ending in heartbreaking mode. The newly appointed ministers who came for their first attendance arrived into the welcoming hands of the old ones. And council members were set for another round of a brainstorming session. But then, the interesting moment was soon short-lived. Vice President Kashim Shettima announced the decision of the council as directed by the chairman, President Bola Tinubu.
We have suspended the council meeting in honor of the late Chief of Army Staff. We saw President happy. Let's observe 1 minute silence in his honor.
The nation is in mourning. The president and the entire government is in mourning. He was indeed a very resourceful officer who has put it in best to fight insurgency in this country, and for the many achievements he has succeeded while serving this great nation.
He was a gallant officer, very, very hardworking. He was indeed a warrior. He has served in so many theaters and have done commendably well. It's a very sad loss for the country. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to receive him and to bless him.
We send in our condolences to the family of the deceased and Mr. President, because it's a great loss to this nation.
Late Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja, appointed in June 2023 as the 27th Chief of Army Staff, passed away Tuesday night. second to die in this capacity in 4 years after late Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, who died in a plane crash near Kaduna International Airport in 2021. The acting Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, visited the President for situation reports.
Very passionate about Nigeria, and he led the Nigerian Army very well. He was courageous. He was known to be thorough and a professional to the core. So it's a big loss to us.
Just a day before, President Bola Tinubu, in his capacity as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, promoted and decorated the acting Chief of Army Staff to a new rank of Lieutenant General. Now, whether he will be confirmed as the substantive head of the Army remains to be seen in the coming days. From the State House, Musbau and Wahab, NTA News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has expressed regret over the death of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja, after a brief illness at the age of 56 years. A statement from the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation indicates that President Tinubu has directed that national flags will be flown at half-mast throughout the country for 7 days in honor of the departed Army Chief. He appreciates the services of the departed to the nation and wishes the family the fortitude to bear the loss. Our defense correspondent Ismail Musa has a tribute on the late Chief of Army Staff.
To announce that Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved payment for the initial 12 MD 530 Foxtrot KU's attack helicopters.
Born on February 28, 1968 in Logu, Osun State, he attended St. Charles Grammar School and the local authority teachers college before admitted to the Nigerian Defense Academy in 1987 as a member of the 39 regular course. The late Chief of Army Staff was commissioned as Second Lieutenant on September 19, 1992, joining the Nigerian Army Infantry Corps, an alumnus of the prestigious U.S. Army War College. He earned master's degree in strategic studies, demonstrating his dedication to professional growth and excellence in military leadership. He played a pivotal role in numerous internal security operations, including Operation Zaki in Benue State, Lafia Dole in Northeast, Udoka in Southeast, and Operation Forest Sanity across Kaduna and Niger states. He was appointed Chief of Army Staff by President Bola Tinubu on June 19, 2023. Until his death, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja served as Nigeria's 27th Chief of Army Staff. His death marks the second time in 3 years a Chief of Army Staff has died while in office. He is survived by his wife, Maria Abiodun Lagbaja, and 2 children. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru Abubakar, and Minister of State for Defense, Bello Muhammad, extend heartfelt condolences to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Nigerian Army, and the family of the demise of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Abiodun Lagbaja. In a statement, the Director of Information and Public Relations, Henshaw Ogubike, describes the death as a great loss. The late Chief of Army Staff contributed in no small measure in the internal security operations across Nigeria and also
arms do not get back to the wrong hands. The National Center for the Control of Small and Light Weapons, established in 2021, recently destroyed more than 2,000 small and light weapons in Giri, Abuja. Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Donald Trump has been re-elected as the 47th President of the United States of America. Akanendule takes us through his journey back to the White House.
Donald Trump has sealed a historic victory in the U.S. presidential election, turning political comeback. The Republican comfortably defeated Democrat Kamala Harris in what polls had suggested would be a very tight election, after he swept several key battleground states and won a commanding lead in the national popular vote. He becomes the first former president to return to the White House in more than 130 years, and at 78, the oldest man elected to America's highest office. Claiming victory at a rally in Florida on Wednesday morning, Trump told supporters that he will usher in a new golden age and restore America to greatness. His victory marks a dramatic reversal in fortunes for the billionaire. He left office in 2021 with plummeting approval ratings and the country reeling following the Capitol riot, which saw his supporters attempt to violently block the certification of his loss to Joe Biden. He narrowly avoided conviction in the Senate after becoming the first president to be impeached twice by the U.S. House. He later became the first former president to be convicted of a criminal offense after being found guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records. But he announced his return to frontline politics in November 2022, beginning the campaign that would eventually see him sweep aside challengers in the Republican primaries and claim his party's nomination for president. Trump was the target of 2 assassination plots over the course of the campaign, narrowly avoiding a sniper's bullet in Pennsylvania in July.
Meanwhile, world leaders are congratulating the re-elected President Donald Trump, including President Bola Tinubu, who extend his heartfelt congratulations to President Trump on his re-election. President Tinubu looks forward to strengthening the ties between Nigeria and the United States amid the complex challenges and opportunities of the contemporary world. President Tinubu says, together we can foster economic cooperation, promote peace, and address global challenges that affect our citizens. The President, in a statement, President Tinubu, Trump's victory reflects the trust and confidence American people have placed in his leadership. He congratulates them on their commitment to democracy. President Tinubu believes that given President Trump's experience as the 45th President of the United States from 2017 to 2021, his return to the White House as the 47th President will usher in an era of earnest, beneficial, and reciprocal economic and development partnerships between Africa and the United States as he acknowledges the United States' global influence and power. You're watching the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. More reports will return.
The dreams that our founding fathers envisaged are still work in progress. Every day, we put our hands on the plow, determined to do a better job of it. While it is tempting to focus on what has been left undone and where we have stumbled as a nation, we must never lose sight of how far we have come in forging and holding our country together.
Thanks for being there. As part of an effort to strengthen regional cooperation and integration in the West African sub-region, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, met with the President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, Umaru Sissoco Embalo. The formed part of Nigeria's diplomatic engagements to address key economic challenges and stability of the West African sub-region. Garbanata Ala reports that the minister and his delegation entered a closed-door session with the aim to foster constructive dialogue, deepen trade relations among member states, and advance regional cooperation. Yusuf Tuga also advocated Nigeria's bid to secure a permanent seat for Africa at the United Nations Security Council, as well as secure a seat at the International Court of Justice. Guinea-Bissau's President Umaru Embalo promised to support Nigeria in its cause. Similarly, in the Gambia, Yusuf Tugu met with the Vice President Mohamed Jallow. The issues discussed centered on political stability, security, and strengthening relations between Nigeria and the Gambia. Advocates of gender inclusion are seeking a redesigning of gender-sensitive policies that combine technology with social development with focus on a meeting global agenda for inclusivity in economic development and equal opportunity of political rights in Africa. Oluseyi Adiagbo reports these top conversations at the ongoing 2024 Africa Women's Conference in Lusaka, Zambia. The African Women Congress, an initiative of Helpline Social Support Initiative, a Nigerian-based non-governmental organization, and ECHO's Africa Initiative New York, is a platform for robust dialogues to birth productive partnerships and gender policy options. The Congress, 8th in the series, is themed Digital Advancement, harnessing its potential for African women.
About the need for us to have inclusivity, bridge digital gap, particularly as it concerns women, because that is the only way the women can be empowered, truly show this huge potential that is being deposited in them. And if a woman is empowered digitally, there's no limit to what she can achieve, which is why AWC thought it wise to come and discuss more about digital advancement for women and harnessing its potential.
Africa as a whole, based on the work at Pan-African Parliament, we are moving together because we've come up with some model laws that are expected to be adopted across the African continent in how we shall handle, this digital space and take the maximum advantage from it.
So we're hoping that at the end of this program, we'll be able to develop cost-saving and fast-tracking innovations that women can also benefit from and be able to join into the information superhighway.
That many countries that could have been behind, who ignored, the need for women also to access and also advance in technology. Through interactions like these ones, people exchange ideas country by country, and so we use this opportunity like an opportunity to learn.
Experts in the livestock sector are hopeful that the new Ministry of Livestock Development will create millions of job opportunities for stakeholders within and outside the livestock sector. This is while setting agenda for Ministry of Livestock Development. And Good Morning Nigeria, Kemene Williams reports.
Establishment of a dedicated Ministry of Livestock Development in Nigeria has been described as a long overdue step in the right direction towards food security and improvement of the livestock sector. Key players in the livestock industry also believe that with adequate funding of the new ministry and demonstration of willpower by the minister, the perennial farmer-header crisis will be brought to an end.
One of the problems that has remained a recurring decimal in this country is this transhumance migration, where there are crises. But then we expect the ministry to go into very strong advocacy. Before we started on the plateau here, it took us about 2 years going into strong advocacy, making people to key into it, and disabusing their minds from believing that bringing the livestock on board is about rehabilitating the Fulanis or doing it for the Fulanis or moving every livestock to a particular place.
They suggested areas of concern the ministry should prioritize, such as ranching and livestock data collation, training of stakeholders in simplified languages and formats, establishment of abattoirs in every senatorial district, and robust deployment of technology.
Ministry of Agriculture will have to come into play. But as you know too, all over the world, governance is predicated on humanitarian services. Governance is predicated on poverty relief. So with the coming on board of the Ministry of Livestock, I want to see a very strong synergy too with the Ministry of Humanitarian Relief and Poverty Reduction. And in that way, we'll be able to achieve one of the 6 pillars of the National Transformation Plan, which is economic benefit.
Like now, in northern states, rain have stopped. If you go there in the next 2 months, hardly you see anything an animal can feed on. Yep. So something is supposed to be done within this gap to keep them in that particular area.
There are two key functional departments in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security that will serve as the initial anchor of the new ministry. And these are the departments of Animal Husbandry Services and the Department of Veterinary and Pest Control Services. These departments happily are manned by highly trained professionals with broad experiences in the livestock industry. And these two departments have institutional memories of what has been transpiring. They have records of all the policies and programs.
The experts further advised stakeholders in the livestock sector to be amenable to progress and support the new Ministry of Livestock Development. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
The role of National Biosafety Management Agency in safeguarding human and animal health and environment in an era of global challenges like climate change, pandemics and food security has been emphasized. This was during the 7th edition of the International Biosafety Conference held in Abuja. Mina Daniels reports.
Agriculture makes up about a third of Africa's GDP and employs around 50% of its people. Yet Africa spends more than 50 billion a year on food and agricultural products that import and has around 65% of the world's uncultivated land. We have more than enough land, but we don't have enough food.
The two-day conference, which brought together experts spanning across the food and environmental value chain, including policymakers and researchers, centered on the theme biosafety, an indispensable tool for achieving food security, health improvements, and environmental sustainability.
We are a poor nation, Nigeria, with a rapidly growing population, climate-related challenges like insecurity, flooding, and drought, and ever-expanding agriculture sector, balancing innovation in vertical with presentation of our rich biodiversity and safety of human and animal health is paramount.
Leading voices in the field engaged in thought-provoking discussions to explore innovative solutions to pressing biosafety challenges currently facing the globe.
One of the targets of our president is food security. And biosecurity holds a very prominent role in this area of food security.
The conference offered the opportunity of bringing participants and stakeholders up to speed with contemporary issues bordering on biotechnology, biosafety, and biosecurity worldwide. In Abuja, Mina Daniels, NTA News.
The Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Special Needs and Equal Opportunities has formalized a memorandum of understanding with the African Unconquered Foundation. The move is to support Nigeria's wounded, injured and sick servicemen, servicewomen and veterans. Gufan Shaji Ugwai reports.
This partnership, guided by shared values of respect, inclusivity, and dedication to a just society, aims to empower over 35 million Nigerians with disabilities. The goal also is to provide a framework for servicemen and women, reintegrate them into society, rebuild their lives, and help them achieve personal empowerment.
We will achieve these two job creation programs, welfare support services, awareness and advocacy initiative, resources sharing, and rigorous monitoring and evaluation. As we formalize this partnership, I extend my deepest gratitude to the African Unconquered Foundation for their unwavering commitment to this cause.
And it is also aligned, obviously, with the President's mandate on renewed hope. And this brings renewed hope to these soldiers who might have felt left aside. So that's what brings more joy to us.
This commitment honors the sacrifices made by Nigeria's brave servicemen and women who have secured the nation's peace and stability at great personal cost. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji Ugwanyi, NTA News.
And that concludes the News Desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am on Large Day Bello.
NTA News 24 has all the platforms for your target audience. With our digital format and wide range, we can reach your customers in next to no time. We are eager to promote your business, goods and services. So, partner with us for a very rewarding business experience. For more information, please call or visit our office at NTA Headquarters, Area 11, Garki, Abuja. NTA News 24. News and more news.
The dreams that our founding fathers envisaged are still work in progress. Every day, we put our hands on the plow, determined to do a better job of it. While it is tempting to focus on what has been left undone and where we have stumbled.
Of the ruling is also dependent on another aspect or another arm of government.
Nowhere in the world will allow under digital economy for banks not to be dispensing domestic currency in that economy.
What will make this one different? We want to know what they do as occupation. All of these are attributes that our questions have been designed to investigate.
In a few days to come, you see that we are all around their own crannies and everywhere in Nigeria, telling people to cooperate.
Welcome to Nigeria today.
Has been happening in the entertainment industry, from the Creative Economy Development Fund to the usual celebrity gossip. We will have the highlights of the Chinese Film and Television Broadcast Month, and you should watch out for that with the potpourri of entertainment. We also will be celebrating culture on the show with the story of the conferment of the chieftaincy title on Permanent Secretary of Police, John Sule. Also coming up is the Tobaning ceremony of the 3rd Turaking Zuru of Kebbi State. Looks like we will be making a splash with cultural celebrations on the show today, and we are all for it. So let's get the show slapping right away. Welcome to Click Lights on the Nigerian Television Authority, where we celebrate entertainment in all its shapes. I am Kemini Williams. Well, fam, guess what everyone's talking about? Let's find out on the E-News segment. Okay, so the beef in the Nigerian music industry a few weeks ago was between Wizkid and Davido. Currently, the bad vibes has shifted to Ojapiano crooner Casey and Flavor Nabania. Who knows, Burna Boy may have been right when he said,
Last, now everybody go to breakfast.
So, the beef between Casey and Flavour stems from Casey's latest song titled Netflix, released in September 2024, which sparked comparisons to Flavour's 2020 hit single Doings featuring Fino, both of which contain traditional Igbo influences. Judging from the similarities in beats, music video concept of featuring Nollywood stars, and Casey's time of release years after Flavour's doings, many believe Casey's Netflix is a borrowed concept. Well, Flavour thought so too and called him out on social media in a cryptic message stating copy akaria, an Igbo term interpreted as too much copy. The tweet seemed to imply that Casey borrowed heavily from his style. Now, Casey didn't take that lightly and clapped back at Flavour, saying, "Bro, we are not on the same level. Pick your battles carefully. Stop trying to keep Igbo culture. You're not a custodian. I've been in the game before you." Good news for creatives in the entertainment industry who can now use their intellectual property as collateral to acquire financial support from financial instruments such as debt, quasi-equity, and equity. This has been made possible by the recent approval for establishment of the Creative Economy Development Fund, CEDF, and the implementation of the Intellectual Property Monetization Pilot by the Federal Executive Council. Now, commentators on social media have applauded the initiative and shown interest in keying in. Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Barrister Hannatu Musa Musawa, noted that the ministry is working in collaboration with the African Development Bank to make this a success. It's Halloween season, and dancers in London marked the day on 31st October, dancing to Michael Jackson's Thriller. Halloween, an ancient Celtic festival celebrated between October 31st and November 2nd, is believed to be the day souls of the dead return to their homes. So people dressed in costumes and lit bonfires to ward off spirits. In this way, popular Halloween tropes such as witches, ghosts, and goblins become associated with the holiday. Nigerians have also started celebrating Halloween, but it's always mostly about the creative and fun side of things.
Like the Nigerians that live in Nigeria, what is your own with Halloween? Kilo call Halloween. I don't understand it. I'm seeing posts with people wearing different, some of these celebrities wearing, costumes and all these things for Halloween. In Nigeria, in Niger, they will now post Happy Halloween. What do you even know you're celebrating? What do you know you're celebrating? Even me that I'm here in America, I don't care for it because honestly, I don't know what they're celebrating myself. And I'm not going to engage in something that is not, in my opinion, I don't know. It's not a biblically, I don't know. I just don't like it, okay? It doesn't jive with me, and I don't want to do it. It's demonic.
You see this tradition that you people want to bring to this country, celebrating Halloween. So let me tell you, abroad people now, you will know that it's costume and its display is just child's play. Everybody is doing their thing. They are trying to imitate horror movies. But Nigerians, we take it seriously. People want to be celebrating Halloween in Nigeria. Don't be surprised when you see Obanji dressing like Obanji and you'll be asking, I love your costume. Oh, be costume, if you be real. And those that are doing Balo, if you dress like Babalawo now, that is their profession.
That's it on Entertainment News. Do follow us on all our social media platforms.
Well, fam, I'm in my no stress era, so please keep up with me. Now, we had our cameras at the Chinese Film and Television Broadcast Month event, which held just days ago. Now, I'm trying to imagine the reel of interesting activities that took place. But then again, why imagine when our correspondent Ibrahim Bello Gunda was live and direct at the event?
What is a Chinese film without some kung fu? Well, there you go, part of the performances that brought life to the Chinese Film and Television Broadcast Month event to showcase Chinese culture. This is done in style with series of Chinese film and culture to be televised to Nigerians for better understanding of Chinese culture. The month-long event started in a spectacular way. Kung Fu show and the display of other Chinese culture spice up the day. Nigeria's cultural display, drums and melody added color to the show. Yan Jiangxing is the cultural counselor, Embassy of the People Republic of China in Nigeria, while Joshua Wong is the Chief Executive Officer, Star TV Network. Their job here is to promote Chinese culture for better relationship with Africa, while respecting and promoting Nigeria's culture as well.
The exhibition month will take place from November to December. During this period, we will showcase about 35 Chinese films, TV series, and documentaries through various television and online platforms, including NTA Entertainment, NTA Hausa.
Star Times is immensely proud to partner with the Chinese Culture Center in Nigeria to bring this festival to life and continue our culture exchange tradition. This festival celebrates the deep-rooted friendship between China and Nigeria.
Nigeria's largest TV network, the NTA, was also there. Its Director General, Salu Abdulhamid Dembos, represented by Managing Director NTA TVE, Tunji Adekoya. Other key media bosses like the DG NBC, Charles Ebuebu, DG FRCN Mohamed Bulama, among others, were optimistic that the partnership with China will lead to more collaborations and shared vision to celebrate good cultural narrative, nurture creativity, and exchange innovation in the world of films.
Both NTA and Star Time providing a very premium content that will reflect our unity and diversities.
We are glad the cultures of Chinese brothers and sisters are being exploited. We are happy to collaborate, whatever we need to move these narratives that showcase the different intricacies, details in culture, values, morals that make us a people. We are glad to identify with you.
I'd like to congratulate the Chinese Cultural Center for holding this event. China is a great country with a very flourishing culture and economy, and we have a lot to learn from China. I know China too has a lot to learn from Nigeria. Nigeria is a buffet. You find different cultures of Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Ibibi, and many other cultures. So Nigeria is a place we can showcase our culture. You can see all these cultures have great root and pride in us.
We all know that culture is basically entertainment. So with the collaboration between NTA and StarTimes over the years, we have experienced, a fusion of culture and entertainment.
From the Kung Fu displays to another spectacular display, this time that of Zuru's rich cultural heritage at the turbaning ceremony of Alhaji Zubairu Abdullahi as the third ranking Zuru. Traditional music, theatrical performances showcased the vibrant culture of the Zuru people in Kebbi State. Now, Usman Abdullahi Shehu brings us the spice and thrills of the occasion.
These are dancers who you only get to see during special occasion in Zuru Emirate of Kebbi State. Our camera lenses did not miss the culture of the corn processors whose display thrilled guests who came from far and near. The rich cultural display was at the palace of the Emir of Zuru, Alhaji Muhammad Sani Sami, who honored the Director of Special Duties, Federal Ministry of Education, Alhaji Zubairu Abdullahi, formerly Magajin Rafin Zuru, as the third Turakin Zuru, succeeding his late brother. Emir Sani praised Zubairu for being a symbol of development in Zuru Emirate, urging him to continue his exceptional service to the community.
We deeply appreciate Turakin Zuru for his exceptional contribution to the Emirate. He has provided valued counsel and support on crucial Emirate matters.
The turbaning ceremony was followed by a grand procession with the celebrant cheered back home on a horse ride by family, friends and well-wishers.
All the people that are able to come. I'm happy with them, particularly because of their serious issue of insecurity, the high cost of transportation to come and so what they are able to do. But even those people that are not able to do it,
they described the new Turakin Zuru as a humble, dedicated and God-fearing gentleman who is devoted to serving humanity.
We are very, very grateful to His Royal Highness, the Emir of Zuru, for honoring our brother with the position of Turaki.
My grandfather was the first Turaki, and then my uncle, then my dad now. So I'm very excited. I'm excited beyond words.
I believe the Emir of Zuru has done or has chosen the right person for this position.
This celebration reinforces Zuru Emirate's reputation for cultural richness and unity. A gala night in honor of the celebrants showcased the Emirate's vibrant culture, entertaining guests with the traditional music, dance and theatrical performances.
Now, Zonkwa in Kaduna State is often not in the news, but the community grabbed the headlines recently as it hosted some big-name personalities, and all for a very good reason. The event was the conferment of the title of Sardauna Kaju on the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Police Affairs, John Sule, by the people of Kaju. Now, Daniela Derriere was there for all the sights and sound. Let's grab it.
It is often said that it is better to celebrate people in life rather than in death. For this man, his is not just a celebration, but a bestowing of royal honor that stems from a place of continued service to humanity. The location? Zonkwa, Kaduna State, which played host to the chieftaincy conferment of the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Police Affairs. Like most events of this nature, there is always a heavy residue of culture on display, especially dance, and whether it was the bar horn blowers of Kaduna, or the Jarawa stompers of the Plateau, or the black and white TV dancers of Benue, there was more than enough of culture and color for everyone present. And to the man of the day, whose roots chose this day to honor him, a brief moment where tradition met with spirituality, and the blessings of the Father would see him rise as Sardauna Kaju.
No weapon formed against you shall prosper.
This is someone that has touched the life of every household in Kajuland, and in fact in the whole of Southern Kaduna. And that's why we thought it wise to appreciate him. And by appreciating him, by giving him this title,
it's happened at a time that I'm about to retire on the 22nd of November. So it's coming, the timing is perfect, and I'm happy that I'm being recognized. When I started doing certain things for my communities, I thought it was going unnoticed until I was surprised and called upon. And the Gwambojito too told me that he was going to bestow on me the title of Sardauna Mboju. And it has just happened today. It's a perfect day.
Once traditional rites were completed, it was time for some bit of celebration. And what better way to celebrate, if not with friends and family?
We are from a royal family, and it has just proved that, yes, the Kaju has not forgotten us, and they have followed the tradition. And we are saying, we are so happy that he has followed the tradition of our forefathers.
We've seen other people that have been given positions or have been in a position to help the community, but they rather enrich themselves or their families. So with this selfless attitude that he has, we are really, really excited, and we believe that he is going to bring the southern people, southern Kaduna people together, not just the Kaju people.
It is one